Hello, lovely viewers. Once again, welcome to my channel, Diaspora Journeys with Patricia. Today, I have a guest in a country which is not a common destination for most English-speaking countries. So I will be speaking to her, and she will be sharing her advice on how to, venture into another world. Just try something different instead of the destinations we are used to as America or UK. So my guest today is none other but Mercy Wanjiru. Mercy, please introduce yourself and tell the viewers where you are.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Patricia, for having me. My name is Mercy Wanjiru. Originally from Kenya, born and brought up in Nakuru, but later moved to Nairobi. Then right now, I'm in a small country called Luxembourg.
And Luxembourg is in which part of the continent or the globe? Where is Luxembourg, Mercy?
Luxembourg is a small country. It's in between. It's bordered by Germany, Belgium, and France. So it's in there.
Nice. And Mercy, I knew you when you were in Dubai. So how did you get yourself in Luxembourg? How does one who wants to maybe give it a try, pursue that as a destination? How do you get there?
Yeah, you're right. I was in Dubai for quite some time, and I was in logistics. Then I think I just got tired of it. I decided to move somewhere else. So I had a partner, and I came to join my partner in Belgium. While at it, I realized that Belgium, there's a little of a problem with people who just speak English and no other language. Belgium, they speak two languages. They've got Flemish, which is like Dutch, and they've got French. I could speak neither. I only spoke French. I mean, English, rather. I wish I could speak French, just a bit of French. So I realized there are more job opportunities in Luxembourg because it's a more diversified country. It's a small country, but with people from all walks of life. Although their main language is Luxembourgish and French, the main working language is English. So that suited me better. I worked in Belgium for some time in international companies where they spoke English. So I was not required to speak either Dutch or French, but there were more opportunities in Luxembourg. And that's when I tried to try my luck in Luxembourg. And I got a job in Luxembourg, and that's where we had to move.
Okay, so you're saying Luxembourg has got some opportunities. Would you tell someone to check out Luxembourg as a possible place to find jobs? And what industries or fields, in what careers would one find suitable there in Luxembourg?
Well, Luxembourg, for once, it's known for the banking industry. It's one of the places where people put their money offshore, like Switzerland, yeah. So that is what Luxembourg is known for. And the taxes are very, very low. So you find most companies open their offices or their factories in Luxembourg because of the taxation issue. And an example is like Amazon. Amazon's office is in Luxembourg, employing so many people from all walks of life, and the working language is English. Yeah. So there are jobs in Luxembourg.
Oh, that is very interesting because, Mercy, we Africans know the US, Canada, the UK. So it's good to hear that Luxembourg is a possible destination for anyone looking at a job, or to venture into business because of the tax exemption or the low tax rate. And tell me, Mercy, because we know most of us, most of people in Africa maybe would want to pursue the low entry kind of positions, maybe in customer service or executive somewhere here and there. How does one go about it? What are there websites? Are there agencies or agents who help people with this process? How does one go about that?
For one, I know that there are websites, like there's a website, I think it's called luxjobs.lu. There's so many jobs in there. We've got Indeed, indeed.com or indeed.eu, something like that. I think I'll just have to check it and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
Or even better, Google jobs in Luxembourg. You're going to get all the websites of how to apply for jobs, different positions.
And Mercy, you want to tell me that it's possible when from Africa to apply for a job in Luxembourg and one is successful?
Well, I'd be lying to say that it's not possible. And I'd be lying to say it's easy, because for me, from my experience, I got into the Luxembourg market because I was already in EU. Remember, I was working in Belgium. I was living in Belgium. Residency in Belgium allowed me to work anywhere in the EU. Nothing is impossible if you try. There are some companies that do offer work permits. And these work permits, they are valid for 3 years. The first 1 year, you have to be with that company. And then after that, you can leave and you can still be on that work permit and look for something else. The thing is, you've got to identify a company that's willing to give a work permit. And especially big companies like, as I said, Amazon, HP, they're all here. And most of their employees are not from Luxembourg, they're not from EU. Like Amazon is full of Americans. So they definitely do offer work permits to them.
Okay, it's full of Americans. So because Amazon, yes, it's American. Let's not forget that. But what about Africans? Because we see that our disadvantage as Africans is because we don't own businesses, major international businesses. So we are disadvantaged when it comes to getting those jobs. In your experience and in your opinion, when you look at the community of Africans there in Luxembourg, what are the possible industries that we as Africans excel in? What jobs do we excel in? Where do we stand out, or are we visible?
Funny enough, we are not many Africans here, shockingly. And the few that we are mostly from West Africa because of the French, and mostly like Cameroon, and some from Congo. I know Congo is not in West Africa, but because of the French. Or rather, I would say the many Africans who are here are the ones who come from the Francophone Africa.
Yes.
I remember when I went because when you join a different EU country, you've got to register in an embassy. And the embassy of Belgium is the one responsible for Luxembourg. It's responsible for Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium. So I went to tell them, I won't be in Belgium, I'll be working in Luxembourg. And the lady at the counter actually told me, oh, you're number 13 now.
Wow.
So that shows I was the 13th Kenyan in Luxembourg. That maybe there are more, but they're not registered in the embassy. But I had to register. So from their records, she told me that I was number 13 then. Yeah. I don't know how many more have come in. I don't know many Kenyans here, actually. No. I only met one lady, and she came here because she was married to a Luxembourgish. And she came and she was in the logistics company I was working for, but in a different department, accounting.
Oh, Mercy, that is very interesting. And how is life there? How is the quality of life? Are you able to work and save? How is the insurance or the health cover? How is the quality of life in Luxembourg? Because I know it's one of the rich countries in Europe, so I would expect something else. But tell me, from your opinion and your experience, how is it?
Yeah, first of all, you've got to realize that Luxembourg is such a small country. The population is like 1 million of the natives, the main Luxembourgish people. It's a kind of the same feel you had in Dubai, where the locals are very few and all the rest are from outside.
Foreigners.
And I don't know, like in Luxembourg, we've got a lot of Portuguese people, lots and lots. So you find the generations and generations, they become Luxembourgish themselves, but they're from Portugal. Yeah. When you talk about quality of life, as small as it is, it's quite advanced. Things like transport is free. You take a tram, you take a train, you take a metro, it's free. You don't pay a dime.
Okay.
They introduced that, I think, last year, beginning of last year. Of course, taxes are lower. So you end up with a net salary higher than the other EU countries, which is an attraction, yeah?
Yeah.
Benefits, perfect. More like child benefits. In a country like Belgium, you get like maybe 150 per child. You know, they give you child support every month.
Okay.
But in Luxembourg, it's like triple or double that. So it's a way of also attracting people to go and work there. But there's something else. It's expensive. It's really, really expensive. Like, I'll give you an example. I work in Luxembourg, but I live at the border of Luxembourg and Belgium because housing is expensive in Luxembourg.
Okay.
People work at the borders. The French, they work at the towns next to Luxembourg, the country. I live in Luxembourg. There's a province in Belgium called Luxembourg. I live in Luxembourg, Belgium, but it's a neighbor. It's just 5 minutes away from Luxembourg, the country.
Okay.
People from Germany, most of them, they work in a city called Trier. They live in a city called Trier, which is like 45 minutes to Luxembourg, the country. So we all live at the border and we all meet at work. And then at the end of the day, you go back to your countries.
You disperse.
Yeah, because it's quite expensive. Yeah.
Okay, but I think when the system works and you have to pay, I mean, a lot of taxes to keep these facilities running, the healthcare, the education, I think you don't mind it because that's quality living. You're not worried about school fees. You're not worried about transport. Yes, you are taxed high, but you enjoy
Things are working.
Things are working.
Yeah.
Now,
roads are nice. Electricity, health, everything is working, and that's what I envy about Europe. Well, you pay, yes, we are taxed heavily, but you know where your money is. If in case I get sick, yeah, and I'm not going to work, I'll be paid, and I'm paid by the taxes I've been paying. I'll be paid by the government. You know, in case I lose my job, Patricia, I lose my job, and I'm out of work for like a year, or like you remember during COVID, most people lost their jobs. Do you know they were getting paid by the government? It wasn't like you were flat out. You're given monthly income depending on what you were earning before. You're given like 80% of what you're earning before until you get a job.
Wow. I hope one day Africa will get to that level. Let's keep, let's keep, I will not say praying, but we need to work towards it. Everything is work. We have to work to a better living. What about education? Because we have youth or the young people here who want to pursue maybe education as they work. You know, you get to Luxembourg. Is it possible to work and go to university, or are there scholarships? How is education there for anyone who wants to further their studies or to pursue studies there?
Okay. I was watching something on YouTube the other day. Just wanted to know what people are saying about Luxembourg and that. And I've seen a few bloggers who have said you can get scholarships in Luxembourg. But you've got to apply. Scholarships in Luxembourg. Just Google. You know, nowadays the internet is a gateway to everything, yeah? Just Google scholarships. Yes. And I remember, let me bring a case close to me, close to home. I remember a niece of mine, she once called me and she told me, auntie, I'm getting a scholarship from a Luxembourgish college. I'm like, what? Really? She's there and she's Googled, you know, kids of nowadays. And she was actually called, but it didn't happen because of COVID. So everything had been shut.
You want to tell me she just Googled, saw something, applied, and it was legit? Did she confirm whether it's legit, or maybe there are those on websites?
Knowing me, I had to be quite skeptical. I called the school, and they said, yes, we are taking people on, but not now, we've stopped. So it is possible. Of course, you've got to do your research. You've got to check. You just don't go in blindly, because of course the people who take advantage of these situations.
Yes.
But I tell you, it's possible.
Oh, no, that is good to know, Max, because Luxembourg and it's unknown to many people. They know Belgium, but not Luxembourg. Yeah. And now getting to hear from you that it's a destination worth considering. I think this is good for anyone who wants to to venture into a life out there, try learning some Luxembourgish, you said? Yeah, and some French as well.
It's funny that I live in Luxembourg, but we rarely speak Luxembourgish. Luxembourgish is for the locals. It's not spoken. Even offices, because most people are not from there. So I would say the language that's spoken most in government offices is French. Even the signs on the roads are in French and some in Luxembourgish. But the working language in most companies, so far, it's become English and French and German. In German, yeah.
Very nice, Mercy. I mean, thank you for this conversation. And you also mentioned something called au pair, that is in-house nannies. Now, this will be part 2 of this discussion with you. So in the meantime, I think we've covered how Luxembourg is and what are the possibilities out there, what opportunities one can tap into in terms of looking for a job. And viewers, Mercy is very much available if you want to clarify with her something, or maybe you've applied in a university and you just want somebody who is there to counter check for you if it's legit. Mercy, how can one reach you? How can viewers reach you if they want more information or they just want to clarify something?
You can reach me on my email. It's simple, just like my name, mercywanjiru@yahoo.com.
In the meantime, let us catch up, guys, with the part 2 of this conversation. It's very key because this time she's not going to be talking about the professional field of getting jobs in Luxembourg, but mostly of maybe it could be an alternative to those who are going to Saudi. I mean, au pair is more of nannies. So please subscribe, share, like, and let's listen to Mercy on the next video.